Hello everyone and welcome to RigER webinar. Today we want to present a new module, job tickets module. This module allows charging rental and service fees for a rental asset against multiple POs during the same day without moving equipment to different locations. We are very active on social media, and you can follow our page on LinkedIn where we post company and product news, industry insights, and a lot of other useful and interesting information. So just follow us and stay informed. Next, I would like to thank all our existing clients. These are just some of them you can see on your screen. Thank you so much for your business, and we're looking forward to new companies joining our RigER community. Now back to the topic of our today's webinar. As I said, we are going to present a very specific module which allows to bill a rental charge for the same rental asset multiple times per day. And our VP of Operations, Gleb Kobets, will show it to you and explain how it works. He will talk about oilfield jobs, job tickets, job invoices, job tickets reports, and job tickets in the field. So I'm now going to pass mic to Gleb.
Yes, thank you very much, Daria, for your quick introduction. Hello, everybody. My name is Gleb. I'm VP of Operations here in RigER, and today I'm gonna present you and show one of the most recent development of the RigER software, which we call Job Tickets module. And I'm gonna discuss with you what it is for and what main purpose does it serve. And actually, we will see how it works in the software itself. So first of all, let me just quickly bring to your information the concept of the asset tracking and invoicing patterns that we have in RigER and how the assets are tracked in terms of the different clients' locations and different invoice procedures that we accommodate in our software. So first of all, let's consider the very simple scenario. This is one day scenario with, let's say, just one asset number, right? And we have a daily rental fees for the assets to charge our clients with. So basically, here we see, for example, we have two clients. So one client has requested an equipment for the location A, so in the morning of day one. So we set up a rental service agreement, which serves the purpose of defining the prices and the invoicing information for the client. And then we start putting the equipment to the location. Physically, it happens that definitely you deliver the equipment to the physical location somewhere, but in the system, it's reflected within the rental ticket delivery. So we change the availability of the ticket from available to deployed, and we also change the location of the asset number in the system. So now the database has the unit number assigned to a specific location and specific client, and the rental charges have been started from the day one. And let's assume in this very simple scenario, so the client has used our equipment and now he wants to return back the same day. So, okay, no problem. We generate a rental ticket return and we issue the invoice for this day for this asset number. But now if we are requested from another client, XYZ, to get the same equipment to a different location, location B, again, we have to set up a new rental service agreement. Definitely, it's other client, and we also may have another rental charges for this client. So we set up a separate rental service agreement, and again, we do the same procedure. We assign a unit number to a different location once this unit is assigned and unit number status is deployed for another location. Now we can charge client XYZ with the rental charges for the same unit number and for the same day. So it's just two separate jobs, but happened in the same day. Now let's take a look at another scenario, a little bit more complex. In this case, I took just client Y ABC, and this client has a location. Let's imagine that this is some kind of a big location. For example, in the oil field, it can be a bigger pad where we have different rigs, and under these different rigs we have different wells, or another kind of scenario maybe the refinery plant, where on the refinery location we have multiple sub-locations, multiple sub-areas within the range of the refinery, and in the RigER software we call these smaller locations as sub-locations, or sometimes it's wells. So in this scenario, we have one bigger location, we set up a rental service agreement, and now we start allocating equipment to different sub-locations. Say our asset has worked at sub-location A for 2 hours, then we are moving this equipment to the sub-location B for another 2 hours, and then for sub-location C, sorry for this typo here, sub-location C, there will be another 3 hours for the same day. And you see that following our standard workflow and tickets generation, we have a number of tickets: rental ticket delivery, rental ticket return for each sub-location, and it totals up to 6 tickets just for one day. Definitely, we can have one invoice for the whole location for this day, or we can have separate invoices for each sub-location. And you can imagine that if you have multiple jobs per day for different clients, and you have dozens of different units and multiple sub-locations, it comes up to the just enormous amount of tickets that should be generated every single day. And it takes usually a lot of time to generate it. So we have come up with a solution that we are calling job tickets. And let me show you how it works and how does it solve the problem of generating lots of different documents in the system. So for the job ticket, we have uh, two main purposes that we should accomplish with this solution. The first purpose is to have less equipment movement, or just simply saying fewer delivery and return tickets. Say we don't want to generate dozens of tickets for one client per day, but we just want to have a couple of tickets, maybe delivery and return, or maybe 3, 4, but definitely less than in the standard workflows. And the second purpose is to have an ability to invoice the same asset number throughout the day multiple times and with a full rental charge. The RigER software has lots of different scenarios how we can generate invoices. We support allocation of the rental charges across the different locations, so we can just split the full rental charge for the multiple sub-locations, or we can allocate a different percentage of the rental charge for different locations. So we have these mechanisms in place, but in this particular scenario with the job tickets, we need to invoice the same unit with a full rental charge multiple times per day. And another level of complexity when we have different job orders numbers and purchase order numbers for the same job. And again, equipment should be built towards these job orders and PO numbers. So the job ticket exactly solves this complex problem. So how does this work? Still, we have a location, a bigger location, we have sub-locations, but say our customer issues the job orders or work orders for each sub-location. And on top of that, we may have different PO numbers separated by type of equipment or type of services, or sometimes it may be separate PO number for the consumables that you provide to your customer. And every single PO number and job order number should have its own invoice. So you see that that's pretty complex scenario, not only in terms of the asset tracking, but also in terms of the billing purposes. And the job ticket, so speaking just a few words more about this slide, we have created a new rental service agreement type. So now when you need to solve this problem, you are just will be using the another type of the rental service agreement. You may remember that we have oilfield rentals and oilfield services rental service agreements, but that's a new one, which we call job. So once you generate a new rental service agreement job, this whole workflows now is enabled and you start generating job tickets. So what is the job ticket? That's a separate document in the database, which will have two new fields. Definitely it's a job order number and PO number. And you can have as many job tickets as you need per day. And to these job, and you allocate equipment now to these job tickets. So you don't move equipment between different sublocations and different PO numbers, etc. Now you have just two tickets, delivery and return. So once you have delivered the equipment to the location, to the bigger location, now you can just use the job tickets to track equipment toward the job order number and PO number. So how the rental equipment workflow looks in case of the job ticket scenario. Again, as I said, we just have a rental ticket delivery as usual. We deliver equipment to the location. The equipment is changing with the status ready to rent to deployed. So now we have deployed equipment to the location. And if you want to return the equipment, we generate a rental ticket return. That's simple, standard procedure, nothing complicated here. But now, when you want to invoice the equipment for a specific sublocation, you just put it to the job ticket. Definitely we have a control in the database that you won't be able to allocate equipment that has not been delivered to this location to the job ticket. So you definitely have to deliver the equipment to the location and then add it to the job ticket. Once the job is done, you just do the return ticket and all the equipment that you have delivered is coming back to your warehouse. Also, along with the rental equipment, you definitely have services that you provide to your customers. And we consider two types of services for the rental service agreements with the type job. So it may be a service that is allocated to the whole job, to the whole location. Say it's delivery of the equipment, return of the equipment, or maybe some kind of maintenance of the equipment that is charged toward the whole job. So, and we add these kind of services to the rental ticket delivery or rental ticket return. So, but at the same time, you may have a service that is allocated specifically to a particular PO number, job order number. At the end, it's a job ticket. So, and you put these services to the job ticket. And you see that in this case, this service that is on the job ticket will be invoiced within the specific document, which is job invoice, but all these general services will be invoiced in a separate invoice. And the third kind of services that you may provide, you may also use the consumables for the client. It can be spare parts, it can be any supplies, it can be anything that is supported the job. And the same happens here. When you deliver the consumables to the location, so say 100 units of a specific consumable you put on the delivery ticket, now it's allocated to location, and then you start using these consumables in the job tickets. So if the client used 20 units of the consumables on location, you put 20 units on the job ticket. The everything that is left at the end of the job in terms of the consumables at the location will be returned within the rental ticket return. So that's exactly the example that I have just explained to you. So you deliver 100, use 40 units in the job ticket, and 60 will be automatically calculated on the rental ticket return. So the system knows how many have been used, and then you return the rest. So one of the final steps on the job is definitely job invoice. And to support all these complexity and all these details, we have developed a new type of the invoice, which we call job invoice, and it is generated again within this rental service agreement type job. So for the current configuration of this module, we generate each invoice per each job ticket. So remember that we are talking about 1 day scenario, and you may have multiple job tickets, which will have different PO numbers, different job order numbers. So for each of these job tickets, the system will generate actually a separate invoice. And for the services that I talked about as a general services, we definitely have a separate type of invoice, which will accumulate all the services that you had on the rental ticket delivery and rental ticket return. So just a few words about the new reports that were developed specifically for the job ticket module. We have developed the job order summary report, which actually shows you all the job tickets separated by job order numbers and PO numbers under a specific client or location. So if your client has requested, okay, show us what will be the total charges for this PO number, or the total charges for a specific job order number for a period of time, say 1 month. So you are able to generate this invoice, select from and to date, select a specific customer location, specific job, meaning rental service agreement, and you have also filters job order number and PO number. So you can slice and dice your whole information into a specific report and send it to your customer to show the total charges. Another report that lets you understand what was not built yet in the invoices in terms of the job tickets generated. You can generate unbuilt revenue report. So now this report supports the job tickets module, and it shows you what you also need to invoice to the customer. Once the invoice will be generated for these line items, you will not see that on the unbilled revenue report, but basic purpose of this report is just not to miss the revenue that you have earned from the client operations. And one of the latest development, to be precise, even this week, we have released our new mobile application, which is supporting the job tickets module also. And we call this application the mobile theme client, or just internally we call it Black app, because it has the black icon, which can be downloaded. And now this application supports 99% of the functionality of your desktop application, but everything can be performed on your mobile application, meaning iPad or Android devices. So it works online as your desktop application, and the exchange of the information happens instantly. So you have access to all your documents, and now it's much easier to perform all the actions on the mobile application while you're in the field, or your field techs works with the system in the field, and they need to generate maybe new tickets or assign equipment, or even perform any kind of inspection services or maintenance, or even sometimes generate invoices. So that application now supports your whole configuration, and all the reports are available as well. Now we came to the Q&A section of this webinar, and I would ask Dasha if we have any questions up to this moment.
Yes, we actually do have a few questions. So the first question is, can we use the job tickets module alone with the standard rental tickets workflows?
Yes, exactly. So even if you had your RigER configuration set up for the standard scenarios like daily rentals and services, so now we can enable the job tickets module also, and it will work simultaneously with the standard configuration. So the main distinction, which kind of workflow to use, will be when you create a rental service agreement and you select the type of the service agreement, not OFR, meaning oilfield rentals or oilfield services, but now you have an ability to select the job rental service agreement, and this whole workflow will be enabled within this rental service agreement. So just the short answer is yes, you can use it in the same time.
Okay, thank you, Gleb. One more question. Can we generate one invoice for all job tickets for a period of time, say a week or a month?
Okay. Yes, I was talking about this a little bit, but I can reiterate on that. So currently in this version of this module, and let me just jump back to this slide to be more visual. Currently, we generate one invoice per one job ticket. So if you want to have one invoice for multiple job tickets for a period of time, like you said, week maybe, you would generate just a report, job order summary report, which will show you the total charges for all job tickets under a specific PO number or toward a specific job order number. We are having we have these plans to develop another mechanism to generate invoices for multiple job tickets, but again, there should be some kind of scenarios how it should be done. So either we generate an invoice for a specific PO and multiple job tickets with this PO, or it should be one invoice for a specific job order number and all the PO numbers under it. So we just need to have these kind of requirements. So far, we didn't have any requirements on that side. So if you want to have one invoice, just communicate to us, and we'll consider this scenario, and we'll define the best way how this invoice can be generated. Because again, it depends on your client's requirements more often, and we need just to follow these requirements.
Oh, thank you. I actually got one more question. So the question is, what is the main difference between rental service agreement and a job as in job ticket? In which case I have to use which?
Okay, so the main difference is defined by your job requirement. So if your client requires you to use the same equipment for different locations, and it also submits to you the PO numbers for each type of activity, then we would suggest you to use the job tickets module, because it just eliminates the number of tickets, rental tickets that you will generate. But again, it works just for one client and one rental service agreement. So if you have different locations for one client, still you would use the standard procedure like oilfield rentals, rental service agreement. So the job tickets will be used only when you have one location but multiple sub-locations for the same day. I I hope I cleared out this question, but if not, please ask it again.
Yeah, I think you answered that. Thank you. And I don't see any more questions, at least for now. Anyway, you
Okay.
can always ask questions after the webinar by email or phone or for the forms on our site anytime. And you can also always contact us to book your personalized demo and to see all the features and capabilities of the product of the RigER. So just call the number you see on your screen now or visit our website and fill out the book a demo form and we'll contact you ASAP. And that's all for today. Thank you very much for joining us today and we'll see you next week on our next webinar.
Yes, thank you very much, Dasha. And again, I would thank you for all the participants of this webinar. I know that was a little bit tricky and more of the technical type of presentation today because that's not a simple topic. But still, if you have any questions, please reach us out and we will do a customized demo for you with this job module. Or if you're the current client of us and want to explore this module, again, please raise questions and we will set up a separate demo for you and show how it works in your specific case. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week and take care. Bye.